So I rewatch the Starfield showcase at least once a day, mostly because I have to for my job. You know, when I'm editing a Starfield video, it's usually on the screen in front of me, but also because I'm just so excited for this game. Though, watching the Starfield showcase a billion times, I've noticed a few things that I hadn't seen a lot of people talk about. So today I thought I'd go over all of the tiny little details that you may have missed in the Starfield showcase. And real quick before we start, if you are looking for a place to watch Starfield content such as leaks, news, speculation, breakdowns and so much more, you are in the right place, so consider subscribing, and of course if you do subscribe it would be greatly appreciated, but let's not waste any more time and just get straight into it, because we have a lot to go over. So the first thing I noticed could be two different things. You can see in these two images here that the HUD moves around throughout the showcase. Now I did actually spot 3 different locations that the HUD can move around to, so maybe the showcase was recorded throughout months of development and Bethesda just decided to change it, or maybe we can actually change it ourselves, like change our own HUD size, which would be a first for Bethesda games. Now I personally would love to see this. I don't know if it will actually happen, or if it's, like I said, just changes through development time. Maybe the HUD either moves itself when we get into combat or something. Either way, I just thought I would point it out. One very small thing here, but the lab on the moon Crete is 7 floors, at least judging from the outside, so this lab may actually be a lot bigger than it seems in the showcase. Again, another small one here, but this body doesn't look like a Crimson Fleet pirate, so thinking about it, this lab was probably functional until these guys got here. Until I noticed this, I had assumed that the lab was just abandoned years ago and the Crimson Fleet just moved in recently, but apparently not. Now I think that a few people do know this one, but just in case, these are bullets coming out of the Coachman's shotgun, not shells, so possible mistake on Bethesda's part. Nothing huge, I just thought it was funny enough to mention. And moving on, we can see a little computer here with the screen lit up and it has the United Colonies logo faction on it. So I would bet that we can actually hack this like a terminal in Fallout 4 in order to get this door open. Again, small detail that I just wanted to quickly point out. Okay, so this one is really interesting and something I keep thinking about. We can see in this clip here that a member of Constellation come to the mining site where we start the game after we dig up the artifact.
Something?
The new guy found it.
You dug up the artifact, right? That means you saw it. The visions?
However, later on when we get to Constellation's base of operations / HQ or whatever you want to call it, this guy is nowhere to be seen. We can also see another scene later on in the showcase that showed the Crimson Fleet attacking the same mining facility that this guy comes to talk to us. So my theory is, we start the game, mine the artifact, see the vision, somebody contacts Constellation to get help or something like that, this guy comes, talks to us, and the Crimson Fleet attack. The Constellation dude dies and gives us his watch, and in his last breath tells us to go to Constellation. Okay, admittedly, I may be tinfoil hatting here, but that's my theory. Moving on. Aquila City has robots that do their farming for them, these little robots here, but notice how there are no human NPCs around. That's probably because of the half-wolf, half-velociraptor creatures we keep hearing about that apparently hunt outside of Aquila City's walls. Speaking of Aquila City, in this outside shot of Aquila City we can see this building here called Shepherd's, which seems to have wooden posts outside of the building where in Western times you would tie your horse to, sort of like parking a car. So I wonder if this is just decoration or if there are actually some kind of tameable creatures we can ride in this game such as horses. I honestly highly doubt it, but it wouldn't be so surprising. Bethesda have done horses before, but anyway I do really doubt that this is gonna happen. It's just a little theory. Moving on. Really quickly, I have no idea what this is, but I am 100% stealing him and keeping him on my ship. I would just love to point that out. And here's a fairly big one. Open cities? This is very clearly the entrance to Aquila City, but have a look at this gate. It's wide open. So could this just be an indication to open cities? No more loading screens to get into cities? With Creation Engine 2, it wouldn't surprise me if Bethesda did manage to find a way to work around these loading screens, although it is more likely that this is just an opening and the real entrance is here, behind the walls, if that makes sense. In this scene, we can see the Crete Lab monster as seen on the whiteboard that I'm not going to bother showing because I think everyone's seen it at this point, but I wouldn't be surprised if we actually get to fight this thing super early on, and the surrounding location does look like it could be a part of that Crete Lab, so maybe we get to fight it there right at the start of the game, but who knows. Now honestly I'm not sure about this, but in this shot of the giant artifact we can see what to me anyway appears to be some kind of building down here under it attached, with this possibly being the doorway. I may be wrong about this, I probably am, but that's just what it looks like to me, possibly even leading to this door here. Another very small one here to wrap up, but in short, this rock looks like it has a face. That is all. Anyway guys, that is it. That is 13 small details that you may have missed in the Starfield showcase. If you enjoyed the video, please do drop it a like, it really helps out smaller channels like myself more than you can imagine. And of course if you do want to stay up to date on Starfield news, leaks, discussions and plenty of other content, consider subscribing because we cover it all over here. Also, if you want to take the Bethesda discussions even further, consider joining our Discord. We have plenty of Starfield, Fallout and Elder Scrolls discussions over there. You can share your memes, vent about life and so much more. We would love to have you join us. Anyway guys, with that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in the next one.